Welcome back to part 10 of the Neon Genesis Book Club. I definitely should have been done with this series by now, and I definitely procrastinated this, but I think it's time to finally close out this little series and pump out these videos, so let's get to it. So episode 10 was pretty fun. We kind of get a lot of, filler stuff that we kind of need to continue the story, and it kind of deepens it. That's what a lot of Neon Genesis does, as you kind of start progressively like this is a show about robots, and then we go deeper and deeper into it. But the usual start off, we kind of get Asuka arguing with Misato and Shinji, and it's just kind of the fun, goofy stuff. It's a little bit funny because I think that Asuka is starting to realize how like insecure Shinji is, so she kind of just like teases him on almost, like testing his manliness in a subtle way, just to make him extremely uncomfortable, but probably also to flatter herself. And then soon following, we could jump straight into the Angel. It looks like they found like an egg down deep in the earth, obviously kind of like incubating in lava, which they say like negates all what we know about life and how is it even growing down there. And so this is their point to start activating a plan and finding out how they're going to conquer this issue. And I always thought this Angel looked pretty cool because they get this picture of it like growing in the egg. So I don't know, that's always just been like a funny little point to me. But yeah, so we get them following up, getting intel on how they're going to handle this and what they're going to do. And it turns out Asuka, Ava, is able to handle these kind of pressures, and we kind of get to see her suit get activated to handle the heat. It just makes her really fat. And then her Ava is also covered, in a suit that makes him look really fat. Him or her, doesn't matter. Sorry about that. Now, an interesting point to follow for the rest of the story almost is Mr. Kaji, and kind of like how we see him around, but he's not really a part of NERV, but he's always sneaking around. And right here is a pretty good point where you can tell that he's talking to somebody very secretively. And not to spoil, we don't really know too much, but Kaji is definitely kind of looking like a spy. I don't know. You tell me. We then follow up into the usual plan and execution, and we get to see Asuka being dropped down into this. I don't think it's a volcano. I think it's just a hole, or I guess you could call it a volcano. It doesn't really matter. But we see her get dipped into the lava and everything's going good. She's kind of berating Shinji, and Shinji's just like, whatever, it is what it is. And for a couple scenes, she's just going deeper and deeper until we finally find this Angel. And Asuka's overly confident as always, but we know that that's just her personality, and she's probably never going to change that. Following up, basically the Angel hatches and it goes straight for her. And the funny thing is, I guess she kind of like dropped her knife, and since it's lava, her knife is falling extremely slow. And so as it's coming down, she's like waiting for it because this Angel is just like all on her. And so she's just trying to kill time. And I apologize, I'm kind of sick, so I'm trying to avoid the sniffling while I'm recording. I think that was the first one, so hopefully that doesn't, ruin the video too much. But following on, as she kills this Angel, it slits all of the little like life support poles or tubes and the stuff that's gonna pull her out. And so she kind of just like, oh well, this is it. And we get to see her Ava like caving in, and that's when Shinji comes in and saves her life. And even though we kind of do a little skip, we don't really see what happens after. I feel like it's important because it's the first time we kind of see Asuka showing gratitude. You can kind of see that look in her face, even though she thought she was going to die. Shinji saved her, and you can tell that meant a lot to her. And then this little bit, even though it's kind of like a little thirst trap almost, you kind of learn about Misato's background, which is really interesting to me. But that's pretty much it for chapter 10. I'm going to try to pump out the rest of this series so we can close it out. I know there's one special guy waiting for me to get to the hospital scene. So if you see this and you made it this far, I'm working on this for you, buddy. I appreciate it, and have a great day.